All right, Chapter 2, Section 2, adding integers. Let's go. Start with some vocabulary. So first we have opposites. Then we're going to have additive inverse. They're really complicated. They're the same thing. Two numbers with the same absolute value but have different signs. So that would look like -2 and 2. Those would be opposites. So an additive inverse, if it's the same thing, an integer and its opposite are also called the additive inverse. This has come up later. But yeah, so -2 and 2 are also additive inverses. So opposite, additive inverse, same thing. All right, first key concept. To add integers with the same sign, so it'd be either positive, positive, or negative and negative, add their absolute values, give the result the same sign as the integer. So that would be -4 and -3. Add 4 and 3 would be 7, and then the sign of both of them is negative. So that's what would give me the negative sign here. So 6 and 3, you add them together, and you use the sign. Now, technically, you could think of this as, this would be really kind of obnoxious, but you could have +6 plus +3 if you really wanted to think of it that way. But you've probably seen 3 plus 6 or 6 plus 3 since you were in like 3rd grade. So same concept. The harder one is the negative part. Okay, next concept. To add integers with different signs, subtract their absolute values. Give the result the same sign as the integer with the greatest absolute value. So if we looked at this one, 7 and -2, the absolute value of this one is 7. The absolute value of this one is 2. I subtract them, it'll be 5. And the greatest integer is 7, so it's going to be a +5. So if we looked at this one, I'm going to have 7 and 2. I'm going to subtract them to come out to a 5. My greatest integer, or greatest absolute value number is 7, so it's going to have a negative. Complicated. I think there's a better way. I'll show you here in a little bit. All right, additive inverse property. The sum of any number and its additive inverse is 0. So whatever number plus a negative whatever number equals x, or equals 0. So x plus a negative x is going to equal 0. What that would look like with some numbers, 6 plus a -6 would be 0. All right, example 1, 3 plus 4. Again, we've seen this for a long time, so it's just a quick review. Here's a way to do it with the number line. It's going to come important later. So we start at 0. We move 3 units to the right to find 3. And then we're going to go, from there, we're going to move 4 more units to the right. From there, that would equal 7, because that's where it is on the number line. Try this on your own. Go. Okay, so they tried to trick you here. They flipped it. So if you have a number line, you could have 0. You're going to start at -2. And I'm going to go 5 more to the left. Would be at -7. Or what we had earlier, positive, positive, add them together. So 7 and 7, or 5 and 2 would equal 7. And we take the negative number would also equal -7. All right, -5 plus a -4. Okay, so first we're going to add the absolute value of both numbers. So we'd have 5 and 4. Both numbers are negative, so their sum is also negative. So that would equal 9. And then we just put the negative sign in front of that. So the answer is going to be -9. Okay, give that one a shot. Okay, so we take the absolute value of each one. So I'm going to have the absolute value of -3 plus the absolute value of -8. So it's going to be 3 plus 8 equals 11. Looks like we have a negative sign and a negative sign. So I'm going to take those negative signs together into one stream and put that negative sign here to make it -11. Okay, so I'm a bigger fan of using a number line when it comes to these things if there's ever any question. So 7 plus a negative 11. So we start at 0 and we go over 7 spots to the right. And then we're going to use negative means goes to the left. So we're going to go 11 dots to the or 11 units to the left, which would come out to a negative 4. So thus 7 plus a negative 11 equals negative 4. Okay, same concept here. We're going to start at negative 2, start at 0, go to negative 2, goes for 2 units to the left. Then we're going to go 9 units to the right. That's going to come out with 7. All right, give these two a shot. All right, so if this is 0, we're going to start at 0. We're going to go to negative 5 here, and then we're going to go 8 units up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The third one here, we give this a positive 1, 2, 3. So my answer would be 3. So on this other one here, we're going to start at positive 3. So 0 would be a positive 3. We're going to go 6 units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A couple more dots there would be a negative 3. Ta-da! Negative 9 and 10, or plus 10. Okay, so this one we're going to find negative 9 plus 10. Subtract the absolute value of 9 from 10. So 9 minus 10 would equal 1. So that'd be my absolute value. And since the sum is positive because the absolute value of 10 is greater than 9, so since 10 is greater than 9, it's going to be a positive 1. All right, 8 plus a negative 15. So again, we're going to use the subtract the absolute value of 8 from 15. So 8 minus 15 is going to equal 7. And since negative 15 is greater, or 15 is greater than 8, we're going to take the sign. We'll take this sign here. Or you might want to look it over here. Since 15 is greater than 8, we're going to take this sign and put it right here. So our answer is going to be negative 7. Try these. All right. So 4 minus 7, absolute value would be 4 minus 7. It's going to equal 3. My greatest integer is 7, has a negative symbol here, so I'm going to take that negative symbol, put it right there. Whoops. So make it negative. So 11, so that's going to be a negative 3. So take 6 and 11. 6 minus 11. Because the absolute value of 6, the absolute value of 11, it's going to come out to a negative 5. Or sorry, come out, negative 5. Okay, oh, sorry, not negative 5. Okay, so my greatest absolute value number is there, so it would be a positive 5. Or you can use the number line. That's my preference. All right. Negative 8 plus a negative 4 plus 8. So first we're going to do the commutative property. So we're just going to reorganize them. So we put negative 8 and 8 together and 4 out by itself. Well, that property we learned earlier said if it's an additive inverse or if it's its opposite, they cancel. So these two cancel each other out. So they come out to 0. So then it's going to be negative 4 is all I have left. All right, so let's take these 4. I'm just going to look at these first. I've got 2 negative and 2 positive numbers. So first thing I'm going to do is use the commutative property to reorganize them. Now remember, I kept the parentheses and the negative signs, and they're all separated by addition symbols. So now I'm going to group these together using the associative property. So I can take 6 and 2, put those together to 8. I can take negative 3 and negative 9. So 3 plus 9 is 12. Keep the negative symbol, be a negative 12. So I get these two go to 8. These two go to negative 12. 8 minus 12 is going to be negative 4. All right, give these a shot. All right, so 3 and negative 3 cancel each other out, leaving me with just a negative 9 over here. If I reorganize these, I'll have negative 2 minus 4, or plus a minus 4, and then 11 plus 5. So 11 plus 5 comes out to 16. Negative 2, negative 4, negative 6. Negative 6 plus 16 is going to come out to 10. Negative 9 and 10.